Hello students, today I shall discuss with you the deflection of simple supported beam with uniformly distributed load by double integration method. So this is the uniformly distributed load a simple supported beam. The amount of load is the small w per unit length. So we know the middle portion will be sagged here. So at the point L by 2 the deflection will be maximum, we know that, and at the both end the amount of reaction force will be WL by 2. Okay, so for the section XX dash we will take a section at a distance x from the right hand side. Okay, so this is the same process as we plot in the shear force bending moment diagram. So this for this particular section Vx we know shear force minus R2 plus Wx, simply bending moment we know WL by 2x minus Wx square by 2. Okay, and from the bending equation we also know that M equal to EI d2y dx2. So we can replace, we can substitute M here in the equation 1. We'll get the expression like this: EI d2y dx2 equal to WL by 2x minus Wx square by 2. So this is a double order derivative of y. So in order to get the value of y, you will have to integrate the expression 2 times. So it's a double integration method. So same way, EI ddx of dy dx is called like this. So EI d dy dx equal to, that is, so after integration both sides we'll get the value of like this: EI dy dx equal to WL x square by 4 minus Wx cube by 6 plus C1. So C1 is the arbitrary constant. So you have to get the value of C1 from the boundary conditions. So here we see from the figure at the point x equal to L by 2, that is the middle point. Here middle point you see the deflection is maximum. So y is maximum, that means your dy dx value will be 0. And also here you see that dy dx means nothing but the slope. So at this particular here you see the slope is, the tangent is parallel to this particular AB beam. That means the angle between the tangent and AB beam is absolutely 0. So dy dx or slope is 0, and that is why at the point x equal to 0 we see the dy dx equal to 0. So you will have to put x equal to L by 2 and dy dx equal to 0. From this expression we will get the value of C1. Now we will put the value of C1 in the equation 2. You finally get the value like this, value equation like this. So this is the equation that will tell you the slope at any particular point of the beam. So we see that at point A and point B the slope is maximum, because the tangent drawn from this particular point will make the angle with AB is the maximum angle. So at point B means x equal to 0. So for finding out the slope at point B, you will have to put the x equal to 0 in the equation 3 samely. So you will get the value of IB. So IB is negative. Why IB is negative? Because you see that the tangent makes an angle with the AB at the anti-clock direction. This is the anti-clock direction. This is the anti-clock direction. So that is why the expression for IB is coming with a negative sign. So we'll take the magnitude only. So IB is equal to WL cube by 24 EI radian. Okay. Now from the similarity at point A, similar amount of slope will come. So IA equal to WL cube by 24 EI radian. Okay. Now from equation 3 we can arrange like this. So after integration both sides will get the value of, we get the expression like this, equation 4. So C2 is the arbitrary constant. You will have to find out the value of C2 from the boundary condition. So what is the boundary condition? We know at the point x equal to 0, y equal to 0. Here you see at the point x equal to 0, y equal to 0, because there is no deflection at point A and point B. So you can say that at x equal to 0, y equal to 0, from this boundary condition we can find out the value of C2. So C2 is coming 0. So put the value of C2 in equation 4, we will get the value of EI y equal to, this is the expression, equation 5. So equation 5 is the deflection equation at any point of this particular beam. So we see the deflection is maximum at point x equal to L by 2, that is at the middle point. So put x equal to L by 2, you will get the maximum value of deflection. So from here we will get y max. So y max is coming with a negative sign. Why negative sign? Because the slope is, the deflection is downward from the beam. So that is why the negative sign is coming from the deflection equation. Deflection value. So we'll take the positive sign, that is we'll take the magnitude value, magnitude only. So y max equal to 5 by 384 WL to the power 4 by EI, and the maximum deflection occurs at the center. So you must have to remember this thing. Y max is at the center and the value is 5 by 384 WL to the power 4 by EI. And obviously remember that W is the small w, okay? The uniformly distributed load amount W, okay? Now deflection of cantilever beam buoyant load at the free end by double integration method, okay? So this is the cantilever beam AB. One point is absolutely fixed, another end is free. So at the free end, W is the amount of load, point load that is acting on the free end. The span is L. We will take a section x dash at the distance x from the right hand side. Okay. So here in the C, in the figure, the maximum deflection occurs at the free end. So maximum deflection y max at the free end. So B point comes to B dash, like this is the point. B point comes to B dash. This is the B dash point. Okay. This is the B dash point. So from B dash, if you draw a tangent, it will cut the AB section, intersect the AB section at this point. So the tangent makes an angle IB with the AB. So IB is the slope. So here you see mx equal to minus wx. We know m equal to ei d2y dx2. From this expression, after replacing m, we will get the expression like this. So after double integration, after fast integration, we will get the ei dy dx equal to minus wx square by 2 plus c1. C1 is the arbitrary constant. You will have to find out the value of C1 from the boundary conditions. So we know at x equal to L, that means at the point L, at the point A, what is you are looking, that dy dx equal to 0. And why dy dx equal to 0? Here you see that point A, there is no deflection. There is no sagging. So what will happen here? Any tangent drawn from this particular A, it will make an angle with a AB, 0 degree angle. So there will be no angle between the tangent at point A and AB. So that is why dy dx equal to 0. We know dy dx equal to slope. Dy dx slope 0 at point A. So at the point x equal to L, dy dx equal to 0. So put the value of x equal to L and dy dx equal to 0 in the equation 2. We get the value of C1. So substitute C1 in equation 2, we will get the value something like this. This is the equation we get. Okay. So this is equation 3, and this equation 3 implies the slope at any point of the beam. Oh, 1 minute. This is entirely rotated. Rotation view. Oh, view rotate clockwise. Rotate clockwise. Okay. So ei dy dx. So we have to find out the value of this slope at point A. So point B. So point B means x equal to 0. So put x equal to 0 in the equation. So you will get the IB value. Okay. So IB is negative. No, IB is positive. Just remember, IB is positive. Why IB is positive? Because you see that the slope makes an angle with the AB clockwise. So that is why the IB is positive. Okay. From equation 3, we get like this. So after integrating second time, we will get the expression like this. So C2 is the arbitrary constant. From the boundary condition, we will get the value of C2. What is the boundary condition? Now at x equal to L, that means at the fixed end, no deflection occurs. So y equal to 0. So at x equal to L, y equal to 0. Now put these two particular value in equation 4, we will get the value of C2. Now put the C2 value in equation 4, we will get the expression EIY equal to like this. So equation 5 is actually helpful to determine the deflection at any particular value on the beam. So the maximum deflection occurs at the free end. So that means at x equal to 0. Now we'll put the value x equal to 0. We'll get the value of y max. Y max is minus WL cube by 3i. So deflection is downwards, so that is why the negative sign coming. We will take the magnitude only. So y max is at the WL cube by 3i, and that acts at the free end. Okay, just go through the mathematical formulations, regularly practice, and it will be very easy to understand. Okay, thank you.